Coronation Street will feature another dramatic batch of flashback scenes next week as the investigation into Theo Silverton's death becomes even more complicated. The storyline will center around a mystery witness who may possess vital details about the events that unfolded on the night Theo was killed. The key episode is due to air on Friday, May 29th, although producers are still keeping many plot details tightly guarded for now. An official preview states, "Emotions escalate as one witness gives the police false information about where they were on the night of the murder. A disturbing secret is eventually uncovered through a sequence of flashbacks, revealing precisely what this individual witnessed and did, along with the tangled feelings of guilt and fear that led them to hide the truth." At the moment, viewers still have no idea who this unidentified witness is, what they saw on the night Theo died, or why they are choosing to stay silent about information that could have a huge effect on the investigation. As DS Connor-Swain continues digging deeper into the case, the question remains whether she will uncover the hidden truth herself, or whether only the audience will be allowed to see what really happened. Up to now, the soap's murder mystery has mainly revolved around Todd Grimshaw, George Shuttleworth, Gary Windus, and Summer Spellman as the leading suspects. Tonight's episode also sees Christina Boyd exposed for lying about where she was during the evening of Theo's death, while Theo's former wife Danielle has also emerged as another possible suspect. The storyline is expected to continue for several more weeks, with the soap's producers confirming that the identity of the killer will not be disclosed until early summer. Producer Kate Brooks recently explained, "The viewers will discover who the killer is around late June or early July. There are so many characters who will genuinely seem capable of doing it. It's a huge storyline filled with twists and lots of unexpected directions. You'll think the plot is heading one way, then suddenly it shifts into completely different territory. It's definitely going to keep audiences guessing." Coronation Street turns its attention to Theo Silverton's murder investigation tonight as it becomes clear that Christina Boyd has not been truthful about where she was on the night he died. Until now, Christina has managed to avoid serious suspicion, despite officially being listed as one of the soap's 6 key suspects. However, Wednesday's episode changes that when DS Connor-Swain discovers inconsistencies in Christina's version of events. With Kit Green currently away from Weatherfield, Lisa's colleague PC Brady steps in to brief her on the latest progress in the case. Brady explains, "It could turn out to be nothing, but the ANPR records for Christina Boyd's car don't line up with the statement she gave police. She claims she collected Todd Grimshaw from Inkerman Street, but camera footage placed her in Hyde at exactly the same time." Not long afterwards, Christina is called into the police station to answer questions about the discrepancy. Although viewers are not shown the full conversation between Christina and the detectives, she later updates her anxious partner George Shuttleworth about the interview. "It wasn't really a big issue," she tells him reassuringly. "I got my timing slightly wrong in my original statement, that's all. I forgot that I stopped for petrol before picking Todd up that night. I never mentioned it the first time around, and then their cameras caught my car somewhere I hadn't accounted for. Just an oversight. Everything's sorted now." However, doubts remain over whether Christina is being completely honest and what she was actually doing that evening. In the weeks ahead, more flashback episodes will explore the movements of the various suspects connected to Theo's death, meaning viewers can expect plenty more surprises before the killer is finally exposed. Producer Kate Brooks recently explained, "The audience will find out who's responsible around late June or early July. There are so many people who will genuinely seem capable of being the killer. It's a huge storyline packed with twists and lots of different directions. You'll think the story is going one way, then suddenly it branches off somewhere completely unexpected. It's definitely going to keep viewers guessing." Coronation Street is set to unleash Daniel Osborne's darker side as the troubled teacher reaches breaking point and makes shocking threats against two characters. Daniel Osborne has been pushed to the edge after discovering that his girlfriend Megan Walsh had only been using their relationship to cover up her grooming of teenage student Will Driscoll. The revelation hit Daniel particularly hard because he had been the one who gave Megan a job in the first place. Over the years, Daniel has repeatedly found himself drawn to women he believed needed saving, only for each relationship to collapse painfully. His first wife, Sinead Tinker, tragically lost her life to cancer. Daisy Midgley later betrayed him, and his engagement to Bethany Platt ultimately crumbled because he could never fully move on from Daisy. Things become even worse when the fallout from Megan's crimes begins affecting Daniel's career at Weatherfield High. After Hope Stape writes a mocking poem about Daniel and Megan's relationship, he loses his temper and attempts to snatch it from her hands. Hope then accuses him of assault, leading Mrs. Crenshaw to suspend him from the school. Humiliated and overwhelmed, Daniel hides the suspension from his family and falsely claims he is planning a trip to the Lake District, when in reality he is isolating himself in his flat and drinking heavily. As if his situation were not already chaotic enough, Daniel unexpectedly finds himself sharing his home with Jody Ramsey, the manipulative troublemaker who recently tried to destroy her sister Shona's life by seducing David Platt. After Jody's revenge scheme failed disastrously, she ended up homeless. Rather than leave quietly, she secretly moved into Daniel's flat and later blackmailed him into letting her stay by threatening to expose his drunken spiral to his family. Despite their unlikely arrangement, Daniel and Jody gradually develop a strange connection after Daniel becomes the target of an anonymous online troll known as Truth Teller. The abusive posts falsely claim Daniel knew about Megan's grooming of Will and even revive old accusations involving Summer Spellman. Jody cleverly suggests that Megan herself may be behind the account, though viewers later discover that Jody is actually the person responsible for the trolling. It soon becomes clear that Jody is deliberately manipulating Daniel's mental state in order to keep him dependent on her and secure her place in his home. However, the situation spirals dangerously when the online abuse begins affecting Daniel's young son Bertie. Distressed by the bullying Bertie faces because of the rumors, Daniel confides in his father Ken Barlow and vows to confront whoever is behind the posts. Back at the flat, Jody reads one of Daniel's angry online responses moments before he walks in and demands to know what she is doing. The tense moment raises the possibility that Jody may finally be exposed. Unable to sleep, Daniel obsessively scrolls through the hateful messages online. Jody points out that Truth Teller has stopped posting recently and claims other trolls have simply continued the abuse themselves. Soon afterwards, Daniel is ambushed by two teenagers on his way to number 1. The youths throw paint over him while shouting insults, triggering a furious outburst in which Daniel threatens to kill them, unaware that the entire confrontation is being filmed. Daniel later completely loses control inside Speed Doll when he spots Idris laughing at footage of the humiliating incident. The question now is whether Jody's manipulation has finally pushed Daniel beyond his limit. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.